And in the following, we will have two industrial success stories presented by Jussi Harvela from Tactotec and Jan Mäkelä from Kajo Technologies. And these will be little 10-minute presentations following each other. So welcome, Jussi Harvela from Tactotec.
Thank you. Let's check if this works. Everybody here is fine. Hello, greetings from Tactotec. Tactotec is a licensing company, IPR company, which is going to change the world, how electronic products in the future will be made. Requirements have changed quite a bit. So if you think any type of electronic products nowadays, they seem to be like your phone. They are flat. They are typically a box which has a circuit board and some intelligence inside, some sort of a UI, like a couple of buttons here. Today, requirements are very different. So everybody is looking for functionality and beauty together. For engineers, that translates into illumination, sensors, communication, controls, and seamlessness. Styling drives the differentiation nowadays. Important is to create perceived value. So with logic, with smartness, with lighting, together with a design aesthetics, you are able to create much more value than the product itself would be if it's not designed well. If you think about, for example, Apple products, easy to understand, the user interface, user experience is very different from any other products at the time being. Now the same requirements are in every industry, practically. Today, electronics construction limits the way how you can design products. So everything starts from an engineering aspect. So a circuit board, which is typically flat. Designers are looking for something which is thin, light, seamless, cost-effective, and three-dimensional nowadays. So freedom to design. Many of us older folks, we remember tubes and old type of circuit boards. Nowadays, we've been talking a lot about printed intelligence, printed electronics. This is one of the areas where Oulu has been very forefront for quite a while. Tactotec is a company who's industrializing structural electronics in a way that the electronics actually will become instrumental part of the product design itself, three-dimensional product design. It's an interesting story because I think this relates very much to some of the key core competencies in Oulu region. So early 90s, some of the Nokia engineers together with the paper industry engineers got together and started thinking about what is the most cost-effective way to create very compelling electronic products. And that's by printing and substrate being either paper or plastics. Tactotec is a spin-out from VTT in 2011. And our task, our mission in this life is to industrialize what is called hybrid printed electronics, which is right now becoming a mainstream, early mainstream in the many types of industries. So our product is a combination of printed circuitry, antennas, and capacitive touches, chip-based electronics encapsulated in plastic injection molded structures. So true plastic which has intelligence inside. And the way how we sell this is not by manufacturing products, but we created process and design patents as well as know-how, which we packaged into a process which we license worldwide. In short, the process, age-old methods like silkscreen printing, pick-and-place methods for component attachment, 3D forming by heat and pressure, create an injection molding. All of these exist worldwide everywhere today. So we are able to tap into CapEx, utilize any type of a mass production equipment out there. We just educate our customers to do that. This is packaged into a digitalized format. So basically we create AI-based rules and big data which we put inside of different types of CAD systems and databases and let our customers design things by themselves. This picture tells the value proposition, especially in the automotive market, which is today our main market. So on the left side, you see an overhead control panel of an Audi Q5. It's made out of many, many different parts. Every part has a different tooling, a big metal block which is used to create it. It weighs, close to 1 kilogram, and there's a lot of assembly, a lot of depth. What automotive industry today is looking for is something which is very light, completely seamless, three-dimensionally created, and very thin structures. That's exactly what we are able to produce to them with a total cost of ownership lower than the current market products. Huge value proposition, what we've created to them. Today, Tractotec is working with 33 different automotive OEMs, so brands, and 8 of the top 10 worldwide. We also work in some other segments. Some of the public references I can show you is that we are working with Suunto with their MoveSense smart connector device, producing those here in Oulunsalo. An example, smart ashtray cover for a car model, basically taking a dead space of a car, ashtray cover, and making it a ventilation control system. Very thin and very light packaging, which also features real wood, so we are able to print electronics inside of real wood. Or third example is a wooden door trim. If you think about in the future, you are sitting in a car and you don't see your seat controls until you put your hand close to the door. And then suddenly the controls will emerge out of a wood. This is something which the automotive vendors today find very appealing, very interesting and differentiating. And of course, all of this is economically and environmentally sustainable. So we reduce the size and the mass of the plastics, as well as we are able to create this with processes which are not non-toxic, as additive processes, very eco-friendly per se. Tractotec today is about 100 employees, in Oulunsalo, close to the airport there. We operate globally, and of course we are looking to hire much more people during the next couple of years here in Oulu. We intend to keep our head office here. Oulu is a great place. I hail from Helsinki myself, and I've been sort of very surprised to see how good engineering talent there is in Oulu, as well as the perseverance fighting against, this didn't happen without difficulties, what we've been able to accomplish here. But I have a true fighter spirited employees ready to go globally anywhere. Today, my teams are in Korea, Tokyo, Paris, and in Stuttgart for customer meetings. Excellent bunch of people. And I think that's about it. So we are about 15 minutes short, right? Unfortunately, no questions allowed at this time, so I will be here for the next half an hour. So if anybody wants to talk more. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, good. My name is Mäkelä. I'm the sales director at Kajo Technologies. And we at Kajo Technologies, we are the masters of laser marking. No more, no less, but masters of laser marking. And basically, let's go forward with my presentation today, doing business with Oulu attitude. So let's start with watching a short video about laser marking. So now we all know what laser marking is about. So I'm about to tell the story of Kajo because it's a very interesting story. And we go back to 2009 when our CEO and owner, Mr. Niko Karsika, studied at the Oulu University of Applied Sciences, Machinery and Production Technology. And he actually joined a competition or participated in a competition in the school, being a Kickstart business idea competition. And his background prior to the studies was such that he used to work with an industry maintenance, being able to see a lot of different kind of production facilities, production processes, and also being able to have hands on different kind of laser technology. And that was actually the first time he had an idea about what about sometimes setting up a mobile laser marking business. And that was the core of his business idea in the competition. And by the way, he won that competition. And after that, he started to develop further the idea of this from this business competition, and also discussed a lot about this idea with his brother, Mr. Tomi Karsikas. And he had his background in computer sciences, and he had been studying in Raahe about software programming and such things. And they decided to join forces and decided that, hey, we should give this a go and find a proof of concept for this laser marking idea. And how they did that, they bought a used car, a van, built a laser marking machine inside the van, in the back of the van, and once that was done, they started driving around the country, visiting different marketplaces, people coming with different items from different materials and asking, hey, could you mark this with my name, for instance? And also knocking on company doors, promoting their marking as a service. And actually the first sale, real sale, was to Raahe Vocational School, where the problem was that the students wanted to loan the school tools, and the problem was that they never got them back. So they wanted to make a kind of ownership markings on those tools. So they had a proof of concept, okay, this works, and at the same time, when the first sale was done, they did set up the company mobile marking and also continued doing the business they had been doing so for days and days earlier, hands-on sales on marking as a service. Visiting different marketplaces, people coming in and giving items and from different materials. And that was actually the starting point for a huge learning curve for these guys, since they learned a lot about parameters and also about material behavior and so on. So this continued until, bang, one day they realized that they can mark colors on metals without any additives with pure laser beam. And that was the huge success point in this story, because from that they started a patent process, patenting the technology. And once they got the patent, they got their first investors on board 2013, and also raised over 1 million euro investment. And basically, what also happened, because they got the investors, they got real business professionals to the board of the company, and they started working with the business strategy and basically so far making marketing as a service. So they decided to go more towards the project business year 2014. So moving from services to project business 2014, at the same time they changed the company name to Kaijo Technologies in order to describe better basically the business idea, not being any more marketing as a service. So 2014 was the launch for project sales within the company, selling for big industry players, but the problem was that was not very scalable business. So 2017 we came to the conclusion that we need to launch a new strategy which deals basically with laser marking products and solutions for our core verticals, which are metal industry, cable wire, and contract manufacturing end products. So basically today we are in the business of traceability and brand protection, so to say. Currently we employ around 30 people. We do have headquarters in Mäkelä in Oulu region. We do have a subsidiary in US, New Orleans. Germany and Hong Kong, we are present with sales offices. Up to date, we have gained 400 customers in 24 countries with cumulative sales of 60 million euros. In order to give you an idea of the customers we have, for instance, in metal industry, Outokumpu, SSAB, Boliden, and Tata Steel as the latest addition, not being in this listing, but big names. And also in cable and wire industry, Prysmian Group, PKC Group, and one interesting application area, Aker Solution, even though it's an oil company, oil industry company, but we are providing, have provided them laser marking solutions for subsea cable marking. So all this experience in our backpack, last year we decided to participate Kasvu Open Growth Company competition, and in that competition over 800 companies participated, and we became the #1 company in that competition. So basically what I still would like to add about the attitude is that based on this story I told you, we have shown heck of an Oulu attitude in international business environment and are definitely going strong forward. Thank you very much.